Teamwork makes the dream work, friend. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
It's not that hard to understand. You said, why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You said, what are your roles? I said, we're a team.
If there's something that needs to be built in the house, who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
What up, what up, what up? This is your boy Agree to Disagree, and I'm coming at you again with another video review. We got some good stuff coming your way, so let's get right into it.
That's the difference between great women and everybody else. Great women understand the fact that my job here is to be a helpmate. My job here is understanding the fact that you are carrying a lot, especially as a black man. Let's call a spade a spade. When you walk outside every day, leave the crib, you go clock into your job, you go do what it is you do, you carrying a lot of weight on your shoulders. In terms of performing on the job, performing for me, taking care of the family, being the rock, being the level-headed one despite all of this uncertainty and crazy shit going on out in the world. You got to be focused and locked in and 3 steps ahead of the curve and all of that. That pressure that comes with that. So as a woman, the great women, mind you, they understand that. And they go out of their way to take as much off of your plate as possible. As much off your plate as possible. But the ones who not great, they'll disregard that and still like keep a tally. Okay, well, what are you doing for me?
Make it seem like, oh, he's supposed to be doing it.
Right.
Yo, I 100% agree. Being a man is not easy. And you'll find that the same women who go around saying how being a man is so easy, those are the same women who are constantly disrespecting men, and they can't never find a man. The things that men go through are just different from what women have to go through. Women, for instance, they don't have to make a lot of money to be considered a good dating prospect. They can just look pretty or be feminine and boom, she's going to get selected. As a man, being a good dating prospect is directly tied to us being a good financial provider. Look at that man over there taking care of his family. Look at that man over there buying jewelry for his woman. These are guys that women consider to be good men. And there's plenty of guys who want to take care of their family, buy their woman things, but they don't have the means to provide. A woman can find a man who can take care of her and her kids, but a man has to not only take care of himself, but his woman and his children as well. And on top of that, he has to be a protector and a leader. And if you falter in any way, the whole family suffers. That's a lot of pressure for anyone to handle. So ladies, if you see a man who's doing all of these great things, that's a man that you look for and support.
She said she found God. So she gave Russell Wilson the impression, she waited a year to sleep with him, and she gave him the impression that she was a changed woman. Yeah. Now, after she gets the kids and the resources, she's twerking on Instagram. I think that's disrespectful as a wife. There are things you can do when you are single that I don't think you should do if you are married.
Oh, I'm gonna have to agree with this one as well. I think if you're married, you shouldn't be twerking or showing off your body to other people on social media. However, what I will say is I do think that the celebrity life is a little bit different than regular people. Russell Wilson knew what he was getting into when he married her. I mean, I know she talks about that, oh, she gave this impression that she is a changed woman and all this other things, but he knew that she was an entertainer before he got with her. He's seen her giving Chris Brown a lap dance at the awards. He knows what type of business that she's in. And if, you know, twerking and dancing and dressing provocatively is going to help her brand, then that's what she's going to do. Now, I understand that if you're an entertainer, you don't have to sell sex to make your stuff work. But if you're a struggling artist, then, you know, sometimes then that's what you're going to have to turn to make your business work. But if I'm being 100% honest, Russell Wilson has plenty of money. Sierra has plenty of money. She doesn't need to be out there twerking on them headlights to try to revive her career. But if you're Sierra or another big shot celebrity, you can get away with these things. But if you're a married woman who's an accountant and on the side you out here twerking for the gram, most guys are not going to put up with that. It's disrespectful, and if you valued your man and yourself, you would keep your goodies off the internet and to your man.
What whole thing?
Why don't the women want to cook and clean for the men anymore?
Because they're tired, bro. They have to go to work every day. That's not hard.
They're tired?
Yeah, they got to go to work every day, just like you.
What are they tired of?
Of working. It's not hard. I mean, I shouldn't even be like, I don't even understand the question. Like, they're tired. Aren't you tired when you get home from work?
They're working every day, so they're tired. That's why I don't want to cook or clean.
Yeah. You think I want to work 8 hours and then come home and then cook and clean? I mean, I do it because I have to. I have 5 children. But yeah, I mean.
Do you have a woman right now?
What's that?
Do you have a woman right now?
I've been married for over 20 years.
Okay. Does your wife work?
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the roles in a marriage?
What are you talking about, roles? And everybody does what they have to do.
Well, okay. What do you do? What does she do?
For a living?
No, in the house for the marriage. What do you guys do? What are your roles?
Role? I don't understand the question. She does what needs to be done that day if she has time to do it, and if she doesn't, I do it. I do what needs to be done that day, and if I don't have time to do it, she does it. But roles, I don't know what you're
How do you not know what roles are in a marriage? You're married for 20 years. You guys don't have any roles?
Those don't exist. Because those don't exist. Like, I'm not white. I'm not a white Christian man. I don't.
What are you talking about? I'm not white. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, because you're trying to live up to like some white supremacist ideal of the
What are you talking
family.
about?
I don't subscribe.
Nobody
to
said
that.
nothing about no supremacy.
Teamwork makes the dream work, Frank. We a team. Ain't no roles.
What do you mean there ain't no roles?
It's not that hard to understand. You said, why do women not want to cook and clean? They're tired. They have to go to work.
Okay.
I answered that question.
Okay.
You said, what are your roles? I said, we're a team.
If there's something that needs to be built in the house, who builds it? You or your wife?
Depends on what it is.
What do you mean depends on what it is?
Like if it's a toy for the kids, you know what I'm saying? My wife's better at putting stickers on, so she builds it. But if we're talking about
that's not building nothing, man.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Stickers on something? You've lost it.
It's still a task. But my wife's an interior designer, so she can build anything.
I ain't got time for no foolishness. He gone.
What in the world? Oh my God. See, this is what happens when you go into a debate unprepared. What the married brother is trying to say is that I am not a traditional man. Therefore, my wife is not a traditional woman. A lot of men want a traditional woman, but aren't willing to take on their own traditional roles. The man is saying that women aren't cooking and cleaning because they are tired, which means to me is that because men aren't paying all of the bills, a woman has to work 40 hours just like the man does. Back in the day, the man paid all the bills, so she didn't have to work. And the result of that is now she now has all the time and energy to cook, clean, and raise the kids. Now that's an oversimplification of how traditional gender roles work, but that's the main 2 points that people like to talk about. Now there is an argument for gender roles, but fake Malcolm X here didn't provide any. Now, even if you and your woman are going 50-50 on the bills, there are other things that you can do as a man to provide for your woman. Now, anything chivalrous that you do for your woman, those are gender roles, like paying for all the dates, opening up the door for her, giving up your jacket when she's cold, pumping the gas. These are gender roles. And if we're living together, I'm going to be the one who's taking out the trash, mowing the lawn, shoveling the snow. And if we're riding in the car together and we so happen to get a flat tire, I'm going to be the one who gets out and changes the tire. And God forbid someone tries to break in our home and do us harm, it's my duty to get up and protect her and our family. So even if you are going 50-50 on the bills, there are still things that you can provide to your woman as a man. Now, I don't recommend going 50-50 on the bills with your woman. I understand if you can't do that because it's going to be hard to support you and your family on a median salary. I mean, it was median salary is like 45 grand. That's not going to do it. So I completely understand if you want a woman who is working as well, so y'all can have a better living situation and y'all can travel and do all these things. So I understand that. But if you're a man who can afford it, you're making a good living, I 100% recommend paying the majority of bills, if not all the bills, if you can. Reason being is this takes a lot off your woman's plate. It allows her to rest in her femininity, and then she'll have the energy to do those things that you want her to do, such as cooking, cleaning, doing the laundry, things of that nature. Not only that, she will respect you more for it. And this will establish you as the unquestionable leader of the household. With all that being said, ladies, if you have a man and y'all going 50-50 on the bills, but he's still paying for all the dates, being a protector, a leader, and doing all the heavy lifting in the house, the least you can do is make him a goddamn plate of food. I don't know what the big deal is. If you were living by yourself, you would still have to cook, clean, and do the laundry. So I don't see what the problem is with doing that for your man. It's not like it's going to take you twice as long to cook. If you're cooking a steak, just throw another steak in there and voila, 2 dinners. It's not that hard. It's not. All right, that's all I got for this one. Let me know what you thought of the video. What points did you agree with? What points did you disagree with? Leave your comments below and let me know what you thought. And if you got anything out this video, hit that like button. This is Agree to Disagree. I'm out.